Traditionally, the Reserve Bank depends heavily for its commercial insights into the Deputy Governor whom they pick from the commercial banks. Now, the Deputy Governor, who is just about to retire, Mr. S.S. Mundra, comes with 40 years of banking experience, 37 years as commercial banker and 3 years as central banker. Mr. Mundra, thank you very much for giving us an opportunity on this exit interview. I'm sure the Reserve Bank is going to miss you very, very sorely, and of course, journalists as well. Well, first up, as you lay down office as Deputy Governor, what is the biggest sense of satisfaction you take back?
Thank you, Lata, for asking that question. First of all, let me make a couple of quick comments on your opening statement. RBI is very judicious in distributing the leanings. So I would say all the colleague deputy governors have equally, they share the burden.
Okay.
Is not an individual.
No, I meant only for commercial insights.
Yeah. And I must in all fairness say that I don't know whether RBI would miss me or not, but I would certainly be missing the RBI. It had been a very interesting and satisfying period. The supervision department, I must say, it had been a period of intensive activities, but more importantly, some of the activities which will have a very long-term impact. So while AQR and what happened around is the most talked about subject in supervision, we have spoken on that many times, so I'll park it for the time being. But I think during this period, the entire approach of supervision, migrating from a traditional transaction testing to the risk-based supervision, had been the most satisfactory thing which would have happened. And I must say that team in supervision really did splendid work. And this I am not telling anything like, for the sake of it, because incidentally, what they managed to achieve and improve over a period of time had been exposed to some of the very credible, even the international outfits. And without exception, I have found all of them to be very appreciative of this work, which is largely homegrown. So that is one very great satisfaction. And second, which is relatively new work which we started, but that is around the entire IT security and cyber security. This again started in a very small fashion with 3 units, expanded to 30. Now this year we are covering each and every banking outlet separately from the viewpoint of IT and cyber security. And is a very emerging concern, yes. So I think very timely action.
Okay. Well, I guess the biggest activity when you were Deputy Governor in your 3-year innings has been the asset quality review.
Yeah.
Can you give us an idea? Was that an idea that the governor of that day discussed with you? Do you feel that you fathered that idea or introduced it to the governor in any fashion?
Again, I don't know whether you have got some inside information. It's a very interesting question because I did share it in some of the colleagues or in some other forum.
So you hinted to the governor that...
that's the interesting part of it. Actually, if you recollect that the previous governor, Dr. Rajan, when he took over, he started holding some meetings with the either individual or small groups very early in his tenure. And I remember probably I was one of the very early invitees to a luncheon meeting as a commercial banker, as the CMD of Bank of Baroda. I think it was within first week of his taking over his office, and he invited for a lunch meeting. And having worked in banking industry for so long, I also knew very well that there can't be any free lunches with central bank. So I had also done considerable homework with some of the ideas, and there I did mention that while we are looking at the individual banks and individual exposures and their interaction, but really what is missing is the large picture, one entity and the entire banking system. So why not we should have some kind of credit information system. Of course, I didn't have the idea this getting housed in RBI.
Okay.
What I had suggested, maybe IBA can have some kind of this kind of platform with the access right reserved and all those. So yes. It was one idea which we did discuss. I don't say that it was solely my idea. I am sure that maybe other people might have spoken, or he might have in his mind But it was very satisfying to see that before I moved to RBI, this is something which has already become a work in progress. And since then, platform is continuously fine-tuned. Again, the team in supervision has worked very well on this, and it has emerged as a very robust platform.
So, but the CRILIC was in place by perhaps mid-2014. I think the initial press release came out in February 2014, and maybe by the time you all could collect all the data, it was... But you know, you do the AQR only in end 2015. Why did it take so long? Whom did you have to convince?
See, no, you are not required to convince, but understand that there is a supervisory cycle in RBI which run at a certain given schedule and given. So when you are talking about, you know, by the time you put the CRILIC data, you have some sense of data point cleaning. The current year supervisory cycle may be already midway or more than that.
Okay.
So it started, typically
2015 cycle.
April, May is when the new supervisory cycle starts. Okay. And if you look at it, actually it started just with that.
Yes.
So I think it was a perfectly used, and it was very well timed.
Okay. Well, now let me come to what the nation is faced with. 12 companies have been asked to go to the IBC. Are you getting a sense that they will show the way? Why at all did RBI pick 12 cases in the first place? Why not give everyone 6 months' time?
See, two parts of it. One, as far as giving the time is concerned, if you look at the history of past 2-3 years post AQR, various mechanisms, so I think no one should have that grudge or grievance that we were not given either enough time or enough opportunity or enough mechanism. So I think that is not relevant. Comes the question that why you pick up X number, whatever number you pick. I think there would always be this viewpoint, why not this, why? But you have to make a beginning. Plus, I think RBI was quite open in communicating that what was the criteria, why these cases were picked up. So from that sense, I think it has been a right and well thought approach. As far as all other cases are concerned, it's not that all others have been just forgotten or excluded. For them also there is a roadmap. Yes. The whole point is you pick up 12 large cases, there is a certain way forward. It really creates a framework for a large number of other cases. So I think we have to see in that context.
No, was there a thought that, you know, already there was some resolution being discussed in these cases? So probably they will go through the NCLT with a resolution and not liquidation. Did that thought cross the mind?
Actually, I don't know why there should be at all this kind of a huge confusion around the cases going to NCLT because even sometimes I find it surprising that even in some of the knowledgeable sectors, somehow this belief is ingrained that reference to NCLT means liquidation. Actually, the very first step of NCLT is the resolution only. And you rightly mentioned many of these cases were already under various tools or resolution. Same can very well be utilized in NCLT. I have always said only big difference between whatever was being given earlier and under this is in all earlier instances that tool is applied. If that tool has not worked, then what next? That what next was not so abundantly clear. And it would have given, you know, again some reason at the dilly-dallying at the operation level. Here all those things are relevant, but with one addition that if they don't work, then what next? That next is very clear.
Okay.
So I think we have to see in that perspective.
Okay, well actually the market has given a big thumbs up to the entire process. Nifty at 10,000 and ably supported by public sector banks. They are at the vanguard of the rally in the last few weeks and in the current phase. As well, some of the stressed assets like, you know, the JP Group, GVK Group, all those are also in the forefront of the rally. Are you getting a sense that we are hitting resolution? Some big investors seem to think so. They have all picked up.
See, one thing, I think the behavior of the market and authoritative comment on market, I think the Bandra Kurla complex is more qualified than the Mint Street to talk about that.
Okay.
But having said that, you know, being a general part of the financial system, one, I would say, when we only talk about Sensex and Nifty, and then if we say that it is, you know, is representing the whole trend of the nation, while they are a representative bunch, but I think a broad-based rally and a limited rally has huge differences.
Yes.
How much liquidity plays a part? Then when the international investor, I maybe, you know, as I said, I am not very proficient in understanding the market, but some of the things which I feel, sometimes the international investment is guided by a theory of composite return. And composite return include the market return as well as the return on the exchange front and all that. So I won't, you know, completely read too much into this, but yes, as you people have always maintained that market was much more efficient in sensing the difficulties before the players started sensing it. Similarly, I would be very happy if market is showing the same you know, acumen in showing the improvement which is coming before even the players can sense it. And if that is what we are reading in market, then actually we in RBI would derive satisfaction that a plethora of measures which we have put, they seem to be heading to a logical conclusion.
Okay. Well, before I come to the whether market is reading the stressed asset resolution properly, which it seems to be, what is your view on the market rally itself? Is it telling you that growth is around the corner?
No, I think my whatever I have said in reply to the first question.
Yes.
If you know, I know that is a very broad-based rally, then yes, I would endorse all which you are telling. But for others, I think too early to become completely optimistic like that.
Okay. Well, Mr. Mundra, I'm going to take a break, but I have a lot more longer-term questions for you, especially about the future of the public sector banks and, of course, future of stressed assets as well.
Sure.
We are back in a minute.